Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene for Mage Magic from the Ashes. In this scene, Nausicaa has asked her friend Ava to come with her shopping. She has some things she needs to buy.
Ava was definitely reluctant at first to leave her book and a cup of coffee and uncomfortable kitchen chair behind, but yeah, she would have like nodded and put a page marker in between her books. Probably put the book in her bag and yeah, would have accompanied Nausicaa to whatever kind of shops she prefers to go to.
So I think we should make a stealth roll.
Oh fuck yeah!
And for some reason, I can't log into Discord, which is
I can
which is
roll it
nice.
for you if you want.
I would quite like just to be in Discord. Oh. Yeah, can you roll me 10 dice?
Nice. Okay. You have a 6, a 5, a 10, an 8, a 1, a 10, a 9, a 4, a 10, and another 1. So you succeed.
I am a success.
You are a success. And then it's my 5.
Remember, it's difficulty 5 now.
I forgot my own character name. I fail.
God damn it.
5, 1, 6, 4, 1.
That is a fail.
I'm fucking not making this shit up.
Yeah, I guess let this tease now.
Yeah.
Aren't you at a lower difficulty for it?
Yeah, the 5.
No, aren't you diff 4?
No, I'm on the 5.
Why? Because like they were not searching for you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you're diff 4 then, because my app is my Nautica's stuff is making it more lower difficulty.
Oh.
So it's diff 4.
Okay. Yeah, then I would have 1 success.
Good.
Ridiculous. Okay. I'll take it. I'm not gonna poke Duncan at this time of day.
Yeah. So yeah, they will pull out on a cab on some expensive high street in Manhattan. And Nausicaa will turn to Ava. Thank you for coming with me.
Yeah, it's no problem, really. How have you been?
Cab pulls away and there's no one near them. Oh, actually, shit. Sorry. I can't do this scene.
Why not?
Because gravity is fucking going crazy for me. Okay, apologies. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene for Living World of Darkness. Mage Magic from the Ashes. This scene will take place in the Chantry of the Happy Dragon. The Nausicaa cannot leave because she's stealing. Ignore any messages or introductions to the contrary. So this will take place, in fact, and Nausicaa is sitting on the ceiling upside down with her laptop of the common area, fiddling about on on doing online shopping.
Wow. Well, that changed quickly.
Because Robbie is a bloody idiot.
Yeah, I kind of figured that it would
Don't
have
agree.
stopped. Like, yeah, sure. And in that case, Ava would have gotten up from the kitchen chair because her butt was starting to get sore from that wooden chair, and made it into the living room, book still in hand, one hand, coffee in the other one, and stretches down on the sofa, curls up with the book. And it's not until she sees like, or she hears like the clicking of like the keyboard, well, not the keyboard, but the laptop, like that she kind of like frowns, looks around, and here's the ticking on the laptop done by fingers, and glances up, and then um, Nausicaa,
Ava,
if you fall down, do you not potentially destroy your laptop in the process?
most of the shifts have been relatively slow changes. I'm aware
Okay.
of a lightness before it happens, but I can buy a new laptop.
Of course you can, but I figured that would be a waste of your money, basically. But okay, how have you been? Is that still affecting you as badly as it did before?
I've grown slightly used to it. However,
Okay.
I tried going to work the other day.
I mean, that might not be the smartest of ideas.
No, you're right. I did not leave the chantry. I thought I saw someone waiting for me outside.
What? No,
Across the street.
I I thought more about like your condition. Someone waiting for you? Like what?
That as well.
But what's with someone waiting for you? Like, you mean of them?
I thought so.
How could they?
I don't know. I was speaking to Kat about it, and she used some of her powers of perception to locate life forces. She says it hearing the heartbeat, and she said there was nobody there. They may have advanced cloaking devices of some kind, or there is, and Nausicaa seems slightly begrudging, a small chance that I am experiencing some kind of audiovisual input.
Hmm. I mean, I think we would need to look into both situations, both possibilities, to rule them out.
Nausicaa nods. I also hear things during the night. Sometimes I think people are trying to open my door or the window. And then
I
I check it and there's nobody there.
I was gonna say, I really don't think anyone would go into your room at night, like at all, but specifically at night. Have you been sleeping well?
No,
No, I figured.
there is this. Although it has become more predictable, it occasionally does surprise me. I suddenly wake up in midair in zero Gs before slamming into the wall, or she just
Hmm.
shrugs. I have taken to sleeping in a helmet and knee pads, elbow pads.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's there anything I can do for you?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Noska seems a bit distant with Ava.
Well, funnily enough, Ava seems to be as well.
Would Noska know that she sent her sister off?
I mean, she didn't particularly told anyone, but I'm definitely sure people would notice Eve not being around anymore. Might have seen Ava leave with Eve and like suitcases and everything. It's up to you whether you noticed or not. Like,
I think Noska probably would, considering she's been essentially confined to the Chantry.
mm-hmm.
Did, she pauses, your sister get on the plane okay?
Yes, fine. Told her to send her a message, to send me a message when she got off.
And how do you feel about it?
I'm fine.
You can see Noska's just, kind of perched on the ceiling. She cocks her head. She's kind of sitting cross-legged. Are you sure? It seems a strange and traumatic turn of events.
I've had enough time to get used to the idea. I'm fine.
Do you wish to talk about it?
Do you?
So considers for a moment. No, I was merely offering. You have been slightly different lately. You seem to be under a lot of stress.
No, I'm fine. I mean, it has been a difficult situation, but it's been solved now and we are moving on.
Okay then. I have. You should know. I have spoken to Kat and apologized for my behavior. I realize that there is very small chance that she is part of the Technocratic Union. So small as to almost be negligible.
Well, that's really good. How did she react?
She seemed to accept the apology, and she offered one of her own. For her aggressive tendencies.
And did you accept?
Of course. I
Okay.
thought, seeing as I had provoked him, I thought the apology unnecessary, but I thought it would be impolite to point this out.
Yeah. It's normally socially accepted behavior to accept apologies, yes. Even if you feel they're unnecessary. It's not necessarily just about you feeling the apologies being necessary, it's also about the other person.
Oscar nods. Have you spoken to Grace?
Sorry, what did you say?
Have you spoken to Grace?
Yes, just recently. Like an hour ago or so in the kitchen.
Can I inquire the contents of this conversation?
Of course. She told me that she disagreed with my train of thoughts and my behavior. And she was upset that I never said thank you. Regarding being rescued. So I did, and I apologized. Even though I also told her that I do not change my point of view.
That point of view being that you think we're murderers.
I think everybody is who kills someone, whether it's their fault or not. It's nothing to do with blame or fault or. And I agree that there are different gradations. But when you're in a court because you've driven over someone by accident, even if it's not your fault, it's still being called a murder.
You are incorrect in that. That particular assessment would be either vehicular homicide or manslaughter. Accidental deaths are not murders.
Manslaughter is still a form of murder, as is a homicide.
Vehicular homicide is. Manslaughter is not. Murder is a premeditated act.
The word manslaughter says it's the slaughter of a man.
It also implies that just because there is a death, there is not the same intent.
I understand what
We were
happened.
we were not the initiators of this violence.
I
What
mean,
we do is self-defense.
in all honesty, that's dubious at best, since you did break into that place. But I understand how you mean it, and it's not that I'm not grateful for what you guys have done. And I apologize that I did not show that appreciation, and I will do so in the future.
I do not require your appreciation. However, I must admit, I was surprised that you would characterize us as murderers. I assume that you do not think being a murderer is a good thing. Maybe one of the worst things.
I understand that sometimes we make choices that we do not want to make. I have acted in similar behavior. I am not free of guilt in this. And I realize very well. But that does not mean that I will train myself to become a killer. Whether that be in self-defense or otherwise. Perhaps I overemphasized the point I was trying to make, and thereby missing the point, or failing to convey to you what my thoughts are regarding that matter.
I appreciate your concerns that you do not wish to needlessly engage in violence. But I do not consider myself a murderer, for the record. We are at war. A war we did not start. I have never caused any aggression against the Technocratic Union. They have done it to us. All we do is self-defense. Even if the particular act may be a form of aggression. In a broader sense, it is self-defense.
I understand your train of thoughts. They're just not things that I can live by. It's difficult.
And what if you're required to?
I said I have acted when I needed to. I don't know what happened to the driver of that van when I knocked him out and caused their van to fly off the road like that. I may have murdered someone that time. And I'm fully aware of that. But that does not mean that I will pick up weapons. I don't want to become better at shooting a gun. Or kicking.
That may be true. However, I do not believe you should criticize the rest of us who do. I also am likely not to train in weaponry. It is not where my talents lie. However, if the others do, I see it only as a positive.
I'll try to be less judgmental.
Good. If we are on the topic of thanking people for assistance, thank you for the other day. I felt much calmer since you helped me out.
It's no problem.
And thank you for helping me totally destroying my devices upstairs.
Sorry, what?
Thank you for stopping me totally destroying the devices upstairs.
Yeah. I said, you don't need to thank me.
Oscar just shrugs. And she actually lifts the laptop and holds it up to Ava. What do you think? And on the laptop is a photograph of a grey overcoat.
Good for winter, I guess. For you, I take it?
Yes. Certain of my magic, I find it easier to do if I focus my will through the formulas that represent the changes I'm trying to enact. You know the gloves and the glasses Elijah made me.
Mm-hmm.
They have laced into their design certain formulas. And I wish to do this with this coat. Certain other things. Some protective, others to do with movement.
Interesting. In a way, I do the same, but then with the papers.
You do. And Nausicaa takes out of her breast pocket the piece of paper Arva gave her, just to show it, and then slips it back in.
Ava nods. Mm-hmm. It might not be a bad idea to try that out on other things as well.
Maybe. Like what?
Well, the thing I did for you was an adaptation of something that I have done before. It basically stops others from influencing other people's thoughts. that would probably be easier to apply to a scarf than on a piece of paper. I'll think about it.
Good. So, do you have any ideas on our latest movements against Iron Man? And also gestures towards the cork board she set up in the room.
No, I must say I've not.
I believe your powers of mental manipulation would be very helpful. You mentioned before a dream.
Yeah. I haven't been able to. I started working on it, but then Tasha came through and I sidestepped and was busy with other stuff. I'm sorry, I will pick it up again.
It's quite alright.
No, it's not. No, I should not have neglected my responsibilities to you guys. And this is very much one of them.
I think it would be good to you to move on to something. You've had a lot to deal with recently.
Hmm. Not as much as everyone else.
Maybe more.
No. You guys all had to deal with me.
Nausicaa, there's a sudden kind of like, not like just a small like kind of sound of alarm from her. And yeah, she just kind of grabs the laptop. Ava, please take this.
Yeah, Ava would have reached out immediately.
Nausicaa just kind of hands the laptop up. And yeah, Nausicaa tries to kind of like steady her descent and ends up just kind of like ungracefully kind of like flumping into the sofa. She pulls herself up and kind of straightens herself up, clearly trying to like maintain some level of dignity that she definitely doesn't really have. Kind of landing on her head.
Ava will pretend that this is like the most normal thing ever, and will just hand her the laptop back. Would you like something to drink?
That would be nice.
What can I get you?
I will come with you.
Okay. Yeah, Ava will pick up her now empty coffee cup and heads into the kitchen.
Nausicaa will follow.
Ava will start making coffee. Actually uses a lot of milk.
Nausicaa will go into one of the cupboards and bring out like a essentially like a kind of like closed drink container, kind of like what a kid has, but bigger. Yeah, more like a protein shake kind of like container. Could you put it in this for me?
Sure, yeah. You also want coffee?
She looks at it.
I mean, there's still energy drink in the refrigerator.
Okay, good.
Okay.
She looks very relieved.
Yeah, I will look kind of surprised when Nazuko's like, you can put it in here. And she'll walk over to the fridge and, yeah, gets out an energy can and will pour it in the, well, drink canister thing.
Oscar will take it. You know, me and Julie had an argument.
Oh?
I was angry at her. When you knocked unconscious, she left.
Yes.
I was upset about this
Why?
because she left me on my own with the police coming.
You should have gone with her.
I know. Looking back at it, I understand that was a logical choice.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't. And I did believe that I would not do it again.
Alba will kind of turn around and lean against the counter, holding the coffee mug. I appreciate that. But I feel next time you should attempt to fight that feeling of wanting to stay.
I disagree. You have talked in the past, and in fact, you have persuaded me that we are friends. I believe this may be my new definition of friendship. It means you do not do the logical thing every time when the other person is involved.
But you should also look at what the other person needs. Sometimes that is indeed not a logical thing. But in this situation, there was nothing that you could do for me. With the police coming, them obviously winning.
Maybe,
It,
but I did not want to leave you alone.
but think of it like this. Do you think that I would have been able to do what I had done if you were there? That it wouldn't have been harder for me knowing that you were there and in danger because of me? I don't want any of you to be in danger because of me. Not anyone.
We're not in danger because of you. We're in danger.
Swear.
We're in danger because of the Technocratic Union. There's a false equivalency.
If you hadn't gone after me, you would not have been in danger. If you would have left, if you would have been taken captive, all of us would have been in danger. If I don't know, I honestly, if all three of us would have felt that way and would have stayed, if Julie would have stayed, if you would have stayed, you guys would have been taken captive, and no one here would have even known. There would have been no chance of rescue because they wouldn't know where to look.
I understand. I said before it may not have been the correct logical choice.
Sometimes to save a friend, you have to leave them behind. Or you have to do things that they don't like. Or that you don't like, in this case. It would have been better if you would have left. Luckily, the results didn't really change. But in a worst case scenario, you would have been there as well. Now, I was lucky, because I managed to keep all the important bits of information away from them. Would you have been able to do the same?
Unknown.
Mm. I know you have many talents. But even you will have to admit that when it comes to, well, the mind sphere, that I know more about that. I do not believe you've been capable of that. He might even say that we were lucky that they got me and not you or Julie.
So he just shrugs.
Anyway, you said you had an argument with Julie. Has it been resolved?
It has.
Good. Then, might I ask, why did you bring it up?
I found it an interesting observation. Many here, including Julie, often characterize me, I believe incorrectly, as being overly reliant on logical thought, to the point of calling me robotic. I understand this is largely a form of what they believe to be friendly banter. However, this characterization, I believe I was not displaying. I thought it was merely an interesting observation, one that you may be interested in, as you in the past have said that I should be more in touch with feelings or other than thought.
I think they are important, yes. And Our kind of smiles and shakes her head. What I find an interesting observation is that when you should think logically, apparently you don't.
There is an obvious common catalyst.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh, then what is it?
Clearly, thoughts of self preservation in this situation became secondary.
I see. Nazca, I am really happy that we are friends, that the both of us consider each other friends. I truly am. No matter whatever happens, just know that I really 100% appreciate you as a friend.
I'm glad to hear it, but why do I feel like there's a qualifier coming?
No, there's not. There's really not. This is just it. It appears this has been the second time that something happened and people accuse me of not being grateful enough.
You had
So
a lot on your
apparently,
mind.
apparently I'm also doing things wrong.
You had a lot more important things to think about.
I am not quite sure if it's more important. And it doesn't matter in the end. People felt unappreciated by me, and I want to make sure that I share the appreciation that I feel for all of you, and you in particular. So that's just it. I am really happy that I can call you a friend, and I'm really happy that you consider me a friend.
Good, I'm glad.
Okay.
How are your studies coming on?
Um, fine. Yeah.
Petro Ulysses has contacted me. I informed him of my condition.
Okay. What did he have to say about it?
Not too much, he said. If it gets worse or does not alleviate, then I should keep him up to date. I appreciate that he does not seek to coddle me.
Yeah, I think that's good to hear. I didn't really expect anything else. Did he have something to share about what he might think caused it? You and I had different ideas about that. Or did you not ask?
I do not.
Mm,
However, regarding this, I will concede that there is a chance that things went wrong for me.
I see.
I believe I may have been suffering from some kind of stress or de-stress over the events, and I was not seeing things correctly. It would seem unlikely, as you have pointed out, that the Technocratic Union is able to affect me in such a particular way within this place.
Mainly also because there seems to be no goal behind it. If they would have
This
affected
also.
you to a certain extent, they should have either made an attack on this place, but then it wouldn't really make sense that they only targeted you and not the other high-ranking members within the Chantry.
Das kann also.
It's complicated, and I do understand why your thoughts went to an attack. But I think honestly, if an attack ever comes to this place, it would probably be fast and as sudden as they can make it. So I would not be surprised if they have been looking to find a way into this place even before we arrived here.
It's good notes. Well, when this is done with, would you accompany me into the city so I can buy this coat? Then I will take it to a specialist tailor's and have the inscriptions needed embedded into the fabric.
I don't mind coming with you.
I would appreciate it.
Okay. Then we have a date.
Sure. And yeah, that's cool. We'll get on with the rest of the things she does all day.
Yeah. Ava will walk back into the common area again and grabs the books that she's been reading. And continues. And I think with that we can call it a scene. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This was another scene of Living World of Darkness. Mage rise from the ashes.